Alright. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Harley from the Fran Play, and today we're going to be playing a game. Alright? This game is called Flexbox Froggy, and it has to do with what we've been learning in the Odin project, which is Flexbox. Now, what this is supposed to do is... I feel like my phone is vibrating there for a second. We're going to be learning about the different properties that Flexbox has, right? So, welcome to Flexbox Froggy, a game where you help Froggy and friends by writing CSS. What the hell? Okay. Guide this frog to the lily pad on the right by using the justify content property, which aligns items horizontally and accepts the following rules. Flex start. Items aligned to the left side of the container. Flex end. Here we go. This is where we're going to need our notes. Okay. So we're going to do flex start, right? Which items align to the left side of the container, right? And then we have a flex end. Items align to the right side of the container. We have center. Items align at the center. Then we have space between, which items display equal spacing between them. And we also have space around, which items display with equal spacing around them. Let's add a period up here and a period up here. Okay, and add a couple more lines, right? Okay. So, for example, justify content flex end will move. Okay, and this has to do. Put a title, right? Justify content. Okay, and we'll put an arrow saying this is our property to use, and these are our values to use. Alright. Down below. And okay, so justify content. Okay, cool. So this is what we'll use when we hit justify content in our thing. So we'll do justify content flex end, as it asks us to do. And there he goes. He goes to the end of the page. So flex end aligns items aligned to the right side of the container. Okay, let's go to the next one. Level 2. Okay, so we're going to use justify content again to help these two frogs get to their lily pads. Remember that the CSS property aligns items horizontally and accepts the following values. Okay, so flex start in space around. Right. So what we want to do is justify content. Okay, so we want to do justify content center, and oh, that's it. Okay, cool. So we justified them center. Help all three frogs find their lily pads just by using justify content. This time the lily pads have lots of space all around them. If you find yourself forgetting the possible values for a property, you can hover over the value, or hover over the property name to view them. Try hovering over justify content. Oh, okay. Click start. So flex start is the default, flex in, center, space between, and around. So we want to do space between. That's what we want to do. So we're going to do justify content, and let's actually copy that so we can paste it next time. So justify content space between. Oh wait, whoops. Let's see what that does. Ooh, so close. So let's do space around. Okay, so space around would give us what we needed here. Okay. So space between would have equal spacing, but would put whatever content that was on the left side and the right side to each end, and would have spacing between each one. Next. Okay, now the lily pads are on the edges. Now the lily pads on the edges have drifted to the shore, increasing the space between them. Use justify content. This time, the lily pads have equal spacing between them. So justify, oh, remember we copied that. Justify content, space, then this one will use space between, because now the lily pads are on the edges. Oh yeah, don't forget our semicolon. Okay, so now we have a property of align items. Ooh, this was good. Thank you, Psychos, for recommending this. I really appreciate that. So this one will have align items. And let's see, this is our property to use. This is our property to use. And below are the values to give. So we have a flex start, items align to the top of the container, and then we have a flex end, items align to the bottom of the container, and then we have a center, items align at the vertical center. Oh, too many C's. At the vertical center of the container. Baseline. Items display at the baseline of the container. And stretch. Items are stretched to fit the container. So here we need to put them at the bottom. So we're gonna do align items flex end. There we go. Next. So lead the frog to the center of the pond using combination of justify content and align items. Okay, so we're going to align the stuff center, and we're going to align both of them center. So we're going to justify the content center, and we're going to align the item center. So justify, oh yeah, save that. Justify content center, and align items center. There we go. So this is getting pretty easy after going through the Odin project so far. The frogs need to cross the pond again, this time for some lily pads with plenty of space around them. So space around, use a combination of justify content and align items. So they're at the baseline this time. And, well, maybe. Okay, let's see what we have. So we're going to justify the content, right? And it's going to be space around. Okay. And then we're going to align items. Now, I don't know if that would be Oops. Baseline? Maybe? Oh. At the baseline of the container, align. Did I spell that wrong? Align items. No? Okay. Sorry. Flex end. Okay. So it's not the baseline. I guess we'll see that one coming up, huh? Okay, so flex end would be at the bottom of the container. That makes more sense. Items at the baseline of the container. Trying to think of what. Okay, well, we'll look that up in a little bit. What else do we have? I have to look at baseline on Google to understand that because it's kind of weird. Ah, okay, good idea. Oh, baseline in CSS. Traditional baseline is the line upon which most letters sit and from which the total height of elements should derive. To make matters worse, the CSS line height property doesn't have an inherent concept of baseline, and each line of text is placed roughly in the middle of the element's total height. Oh. Okay, so the baseline would be, okay, so like we're here, and let's say the baseline's right here. Like, okay, like let's try that. Let's try that. Align items. Baseline. Right? And that, or maybe not. I would think that it would put it at the baseline of which that that line is of where we have the content in, the element that has the content. Okay. Traditionally, okay, the trouble is that we're, oh, god dang it, I don't want to look at that. The trouble is that where tools like InDesign lets you do this by clicking a button, literally switching the grid on and off, allows you to easily resize shapes to fit it. When it comes to, I haven't figured out how to use it yet, though. Okay. Maybe it'll be a little bit further down when we go into intermediate CSS. So, well, okay, so I guess let's just not worry about it then, huh? Okay, so this is going to be, the frogs need to get in the same order as their lily pads. Flex direction. This CSS property defines the direction items are placed in the container and accept the following rules. Okay, so let's create a new line on our notes. Oh, too much. You gotta remove one. There we go. Okay, so this is gonna be flex. Oh, flex direction. And how do we do that before? Oh yeah, flex direction. And again, this is our property to use. And these, oh, and these are our variables down below. Oh, whoops, values. Okay, so the first one we have is row. Items are now, oops, items are placed the same as the text direction, which is default, I believe. Then we have a row reverse. Items are placed opposite to the text direction. We also have a column, which is up and down, but top to bottom. items are placed top to bottom. And last but not least, column reverse, which means that they're going to go from bottom to top. Items are placed bottom to top. So let's go ahead and try it. So this is going to be row reverse, because row goes across, column goes up and down, right? So we're going to do flex direction, and we're going to go in row reverse, right? And so these need to go from top to bottom. So now we're going to do flex direction, and we're going to go column. Boom. And then these are going to go in row reverse, and then we'll justify content to flex start, I believe. Yep. Okay, so what we're going to do is, yeah, so we're going to go flex direction, and we're going to row reverse, right? And then we're going to justify the content flex start. No? Oh, wait. Oops. Wrong thing. No, that's right. Flex start, align items to the left side of the container. Notice that when you set the direction to a reverse row or column, start and end are also reverse. Oh, okay, so then we gotta do flex end. That's cool. Okay, so let me put that in a note. Notice that when you set the direction to a reverse row and column, start and end are also reversed. Okay, that's useful. Next. Okay. Help the frogs find their lily pads using flex direction and justify content. Notice that when the flex direction is a column, justify content changes to vertical and the align items to horizontal. Help the frogs. Okay, so this is going to be flex direction, and it's going to be column, right? And then justify content would be flex end. Okay, cool. So when we change it to vertical, it also let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so we'll put, notice that when the flex direction is a column, justify content changes to the vertical and align items to the horizontal. Excuse me. Okay, so now we need to go flex direction. It's going to be column reverse, right? Column reverse, and then we're going to do justify content. Oh, whoa. Justify content space between. Alright. And we're halfway through the game already. Nice. So help the frogs find the lily pads using flex direction, justify content, and align items. Ooh. Okay. So now we're going to flex direction, and it's going to be row reverse, if I can spell. Right, so we're going to reverse. We're going to justify content center, and we're going to align items flex end. Boom! Easy peasy. Ooh, what is this? Sometimes reversing the row or column order of a container is not enough. In these cases, we can apply the order property to individual items. By default, items have a value of 0. Oh, wait, I want to get back to... Never mind. I'll, yeah, hold on. Oh, continue, baseline. Dang it. Okay, because these, like, you can click on them. Okay, let's go back. Okay, we already finished that one. Okay. We can apply the order property to individual items. By defining items, we have a value of 0, but we can use this property to also set it to a positive or a negative integer value, -2, 1, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Use the order property to reorder the frogs according to the lily pads. So we'll do the order property of 2. Ooh. Okay, so that's the pond. Okay, so 2 is the right way to go. So 2 would be to the right. What about 1? One would also switch it over. Okay. Well, that's cool. Okay, so this thing has a class of .yellow. Okay, so let's write that down in our notes. Okay, and it's going to be order. Okay, and we're going to put row or column order of container is not enough. In these cases, we can apply order. When the row or column order of a container is not enough, we can use the property order. And by default, order has a value of 0, but you can change it with positive or negative integers. -2, -1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2. Excuse me. 2. Okay. So if we did a -1, just to kind of see that again, it would move us over to the first one, and a +1 would move us over the right one. Excuse me. Okay, so next, use the order property to send the red frog to his lily pad. Okay, so then we'll do order 1, 2, 3. Order. Oh, sorry, -3. Right? Would even -2 work? -2 would work. -1? So why? Okay, okay. I mean, I understand that, but why? Okay. I had put -3 because I figured since there was 3 lily pads between him and where he's trying to get to, we move over 3, but that's not how it works. No. That's what I want. Okay. Oh. So the me, right? The order is only meant to affect the visual order of the elements and not their logical or tab order. Order must not be used on non-visual media such as speech. Okay, so it only affects the visual order of elements. Next. Well, okay, so technically -3 would be right, but -1 works. Next. Another property you can apply to individual items is align self. This property accepts the same values as align items, and its value for a specific item. So we're going to create another line. Okay, and we're going to put align self. This is a property we can use, and these are the values we can give it. And it's going to be the same values as align items, so we're going to go to align items, and let's actually do this real quick. So we can go like this, copy that, and paste it. Boom. Okay, so let's put that here. Okay, so we're going to align for dot yellow. We're going to align self. So self would be to align a specific item. So we're going to assign align self to a specific element or a class, which is dot yellow for the yellow frog. So we're going to align self flex, and there we go. So now we're going to use order, right? So we're going to do order, and we're going to put them at the end. So let's put 2, right? What if we just put 1? See, I still don't, okay, I don't get that, but we'll put 2 at the end, and then we're going to do align self flex end. There we go. Here we go. No, the frogs are all squeezed into a single row of lily pads. Spread them out by using flex wrap property, which accepts the following values. So now we got another little thingamajig that we can use. Alright. right? So now we have a flex wrap. This is a property we can use, and these are the values we can give it. First one is no wrap, which means probably get no wrap. Every item is fit to a single line. Then we have wrap. Items wrap around to additional lines. Then we have wrap reverse. Items wrap around to additional in reverse. So we're going to do flex wrap and let's try wrap. Let's see what that does. Cool. Because they're already in order, I believe. Yeah. So we just needed them to wrap. Right? Okay, so now we're gonna have flex direction, right? So we're gonna do flex direction, column, and then flex wrap, boom. Because instead of going all down, let's see, what did it look like before? All together. So now we're gonna wrap, boom. Very useful. That is cool. Okay. Two properties, flex direction and flex wrap, are used so often together that the shorthand property flex flow was created to combine them. This shorthand property accepts the value of two properties separated by space. For example, you can use flex flow row wrap. It sets the row and wraps them. Try using flex flow to repeat the previous. So let's see here. We can do. It's called flex flow. This property combines two together, flex direction and flex wrap. You can use values from both, separated by a space. For example, flex flow row wrap. Okay, so here we're going to do flex flow row wrap. Column. Oops, my bad. Column wrap. There we go. So now we know how to. So flex flow is what we'll probably use for things like this. What else do we have? Okay. The frogs are spread all over the pond, but the lily pads are at the top. You can use align content. Did we already learn about align content? Okay, so we got align items, justify content, flex direction, order, align self, flex wrap, flex flow. So now we also have align content. this is a property we can use. And these are the values we can give it. So we have a flex start. Lines are packed at the top of the container. Flex end. Lines are packed at the bottom of the container. Center. Lines are packed at the vertical center of the container. Space between. Lines display with equal spacing between them. Space around. Lines display with equal spacing around them. And last but not least, stretch. Lines are stretched to fit the container. This can be a bit confusing, but align content determines the spacing between lines with the line items, determines how the items as a whole are aligned within the container. When there is only one line, align content has no effect. But since there's multiple lines, so we'll do align content flex start. There we go. Now the current has a bunch of lily pads at the bottom. Use align content again. Align content flex end. Okay, all the frogs had a party, but it's time to go home. Use a combination of flex direction and align content to get them to the lily pads. So first we'll do flex direction, which is going to be okay. Let's look at what we have, right? So flex direction. Let's do row. And align content. Center? Okay. I'm going to do column reverse. There we go. Awesome. Man, we're getting this. This is awesome. Alright. Okay. Bring the frogs home one last time by using the CSS properties you've learned. Okay, this is going to be the challenge. Okay, so first we're going to do flex flow. Now let's take a look at our flex flow again. So column wrap. Reverse. Oh, oops. Okay. Column wrap. Okay. Then we're going to do flex direction, which would be Okay, so this should be okay, so let's remove the first line. Right. Flex direction. Oh. Column reverse. Okay, this one's gonna be a little tricky. Okay, what did we have the first time? Okay, because it's gonna be. Okay, so let's do flex direction. It's gonna be column and reverse. And then we're going to do flex wrap, wrap, reverse. Okay. Damn. Okay, this is a little tough. Okay. So okay, let's see what else we have. So we have column reverse, which is what we needed. And okay, so we're gonna just do. Okay, so we're gonna do flex flow instead, right? And we're gonna do column reverse wrap. Justify content. God dang, this is a little tougher than I thought. Okay, justify content, space between. column, reverse, wrap. Okay, so we're going to look for align items. Align contents, flex, and align. Okay, let's do. Sorry. Align item stretch. Okay, let's try. Okay, let's do flex direction, right? And it's gonna be column, reverse, align items center. Okay. Baseline? No. Okay. Flex wrap. Wrap. What was that flex wrap? Okay. So now justify content center, and last but not least, oh, what was the other thing? Okay, justify content, gave space between, fluctuation. Is there any other one that gave space between? Yes, it did. Align content. Align content. Space between. Yes! Okay. I did it. I did it. I did it. I now learn. I had to think about it for a second. Woo! Awesome. Uh-oh, I got Tina meowing. Alright. Well, hey, we completed Flexbox Froggy in under an hour. That was a cool little exercise. I actually like that. Again, thank you, Psychos, for the recommendation for this. Anyone that watched this, hope you enjoyed, learned something new, and learned how to get through Flexbox Froggy. Hopefully y'all got it through on your own, but this is just to document that I did it and was able to complete it. So let's see, we hit next. Yay! You win! Thanks to the Mastery Flexbox, you're able to help all the frogs through their lily pads. Just look how happy they are. If you found this forbidding, be sure to visit Grid Garden and learn about another powerful new feature of CSS layout. You can also find other coding games over at CodePip, and be sure to share Flexbox Froggy with your friends. So cool, we got some cool other little stuff that we can go learn later on, but in the meantime, I just want to say thank you everyone for tuning in. Glad we got through this together, and I'll see you in the next one.